Welcome back to the Betterment Project. My name is Raffy Rodriguez, and today's episode is probably the hardest one I've ever had to record. We talk a lot on this channel about becoming better husbands, better fathers, better leaders. Usually, that means leaning in. It means grit. It means fixing what's broken. And it means endurance. But there's a question that haunts the corners of many men's mind. A question we often feel too guilty to even whisper. Today, we're talking about the difference between a relationship that is a growth opportunity and one that has become a destruction of self. We're looking at the mental framework for deciding when the most honorable thing you can do is stop fighting for the marriage and start leading your family through a healthy separation. Now, let me give you some tips. Number one, the growth versus destruction framework. Let's get one thing straight. Marriage is hard. It requires a level of self-sacrifice that can feel like death sometimes. That is the growth opportunity. That's where you learn patience, humility, and how to put someone else's needs above your own. But there is a line. A growth opportunity challenges your ego. A destruction of self erodes your soul. If you are in a situation where you are becoming a version of yourself you don't recognize, where you are bitter, hollowed out, or living in a state of constant high cortisol survival, you have to ask who I am becoming by staying. If staying means you are no longer capable of being a good man, a good father, or a healthy human being, then fighting for the marriage might actually be an act of cowardice disguised as loyalty. Real strength is identifying when the container is too small for the man you are meant to be. Number two, the myth of the martyr. There's this idea in our culture that a good man stays no matter what, that he suffers in silence, bears the cross, and just takes it for the sake of the kids or the image. I want to challenge that. If you are a martyr, you aren't a leader. You're a ghost. Your children are watching you. They are learning what love looks like by watching you. If you're staying in a toxic, disrespectful, or dead dynamic, you aren't saving them. You are giving them a blueprint for their own future misery. Sometimes, the most good man thing you can do is to model what it looks like to have enough self-respect to say, this is no longer healthy for anyone involved. Leading your family through a separation with dignity, respect, and lack of vitriol is often more masculine than staying and rotting from the inside out. Number three, the 4 pillars of decision. So how do you know? How do you move from the gray area of doubt into white light of decision? I use a framework I call the 4 pillars of assessment. Number 1, the effort audit. Have you truly exhausted every tool? Therapy, radical honesty, personal change. If you haven't done the work on yourself first, you're just running away from your own shadow. Number 2, the shared vision. Is there still a we? Or are you two just business partners in a failing company? If the vision for the future is fundamentally incompatible, you're just delaying the inevitable. Number 3, the impact on the next generation. Look at your kids. Is the atmosphere of your home teaching them peace or teaching them how to walk on eggshells? Number 4, the peace test. When you imagine a future alone or in a different life, do you feel sad but peaceful or guilty but relieved? Pay attention to the relief. It's your intuition telling you where the air is. Now for our number 4 tip, leading the exit. If you reach the conclusion that better is found elsewhere, your job as a man doesn't end. It actually gets harder. You don't just leave, you lead. Leading the separation means taking the high road when it's covered in mud. It means refusing to badmouth the mother of your children. It means being the one to manage the logistics with grace, to provide stability for the kids, and to ensure that the ending of the marriage isn't the ending of the family. You aren't quitting. You're transitioning. You are deciding that the legacy of your life will be one of truth, not a long-term lie. This is heavy stuff, brothers. And if you're listening to this, your heart is racing. I hear you. This isn't an invitation to walk out the door the next time you have a fight. This is an invitation to look at your life with radical, brutal honesty. The goal of the Betterment Project is your wholeness. Sometimes that wholeness is found through repair. Sometimes it's found through release. If you're struggling with this decision, don't do it alone. Reach out to your tribe, talk to a professional, and most importantly, get quiet enough to hear your own heart. This is Raffy Rodriguez. See you on the next episode.